Cosmic Armor Superman and Rune King Thor, a rivalry that pits two of DC and Marvel's strongest against each other. Both of these beings represent the absolute final version of their respective characters. They wield unparalleled power and have taken on both of their multiverse's very best. Now, it is time, once and for all, to end the debate. Who would win if they were to come face to face? Cosmic Armor Superman or Rune King Thor? Cosmic Armor Superman, also known as the Thought Robot, is the most powerful version of Superman ever seen. He was brought forth into existence after a clash between his base form and his Monitor counterpart, Ultraman. The Monitors are cosmic entities of nearly infinite power tasked with defending the DC multiverse. This is the same race that Ultraman is from. After clashing, Superman and Ultraman fought for the sentience of the new, all-powerful being that they merged into, and Superman won. And thus, the Thought Robot was born. Cosmic Armor Superman now was incalculably stronger than he had previously been as just Superman, and had powers that could not be replicated on the same magnitude anywhere else in the DC multiverse. With this new form, Superman sought out the most powerful Monitor in the known multiverse. A direct offspring of the Monitor mind, the all-powerful cosmic entity known as Mandrak, or Dax Novu. Mandrak was a corrupt Monitor who fed on narrative tales and stories. So far, he had the bleed of 52 universes. Bleed is an interdimensional membrane that holds the life force of entire universes. He is described in the book of the DC multiverse as an immortal god who is nigh omniscient. This seemingly unstoppable antagonist who was centered around devouring all of existence was stopped by only one being: Cosmic Armor Superman. Now that we've covered the inception of Cosmic Armor Superman, it's time to analyze his feats. This will be done in 4 separate parts. First, his combat ability, then his IQ, followed by his speed, and to finish off, a 4th section for abilities that fall into several of the categories. Combat. Cosmic Armor Superman is a godlike alien that is capable of executing and receiving punishment in unfathomable numbers. In his fight against Mandrak, Mandrak's laser eye inflicts the force of 10 billion suns on Superman. Superman gets hit by it directly but continues fighting. He also withstands punches from Mandrak, whose violence is said to have destroyed numerous universes with ease. Superman also returns damage that matches and exceeds that of Mandrak's. He inflicts injuries upon Mandrak with laser eyes of his own, thus inflicting damage on an immortal being whose very existence exceeds the Source Wall. The Source Wall is the barrier that encompasses the DC multiverse and everything within it. Cosmic Armor Superman was also able to grasp Limbo and strike Mandrak with it. Limbo is the 3rd highest state of existence in the DC multiverse. It is comprised of all forgotten stories and is only 3rd in the multiverse's hierarchy, coming 3rd to the Source Wall and the Monitor state. The battle between Cosmic Armor Superman and Mandrak was so vicious and immense that it caused the Monitor sphere to crumble, the highest known state of existence in the multiverse. The Monitor sphere is regarded as the highest state of existence in the DC multiverse because the Source Wall does not have any existence within it. IQ. A being of Cosmic Armor Superman's caliber has nearly infinite IQ. He possesses the power of reactionary evolution, an ability that allows for him to become stronger and smarter against any threat. And it is a power that can infinitely evolve. Superman and Mandrak both have this power, but Cosmic Armor Superman's victory against Mandrak shows that his reactionary evolution exceeds that of even Mandrak's. Cosmic Armor Superman is nigh omniscient. He exists in the Monitor sphere, the highest and most ancient level of existence. He is aware that he is a work of fiction. He can perceive all multiverses. He can sense the past, the present, and the future, and is aware of the story of the existence of all reality, which means he knows the purpose of life and his own purpose. Speed. Properly scaling speed on beings such as Cosmic Armor Superman are basically futile. They can instantaneously be anywhere in the multiverse and occupy a presence wherever they want. They transcend our three-dimensional understanding of speed, and to us, their speed is conceptually infinite. This means that Cosmic Armor Superman's speed is irrelevant. Now, let's get into some more complex abilities that Cosmic Armor Superman possesses. He is a being of purpose, meaning he knows for what reason he was brought forth. That reason being to save the DC multiverse. He is aware of plots being built around him and his role as a fictional character. He sees what stories have been told, are being told, and will be told. In fact, he knows that you're reading about him right now. His power is so immense that beings like him can see multiverses in a glass jar. Cosmic Armor Superman is nigh omnipotent, but he's not metapotent. He cannot choose what he wishes to do without any restraint the way a true god can. The god of the DC universe is the presence. This means that Cosmic Armor Superman is not absolute in power. He cannot mold reality to whatever he wants, whenever he wants. This is why he's not a true god. Now that we have a solid grasp on Cosmic Armor Superman's immense arsenal and godlike strength, let's move on to his Marvel counterpart, Rune King Thor. Rune King Thor, the most powerful Asgardian king ever. He was not always this strong because he paved his way back to Asgard, having come from his lowest point ever. Loki launched an attack on Asgard with a direct replica of Thor's Mjolnir, forged by Surtur. With this weapon and a resoundingly strong army, Loki crushes Asgard and forces Thor to flee with the help of the Avengers. Bruised, battered, and with a demolished Mjolnir. After this, no matter who Thor finds and forms a bond with, Loki finds and kills. Having been defeated numerous times, Thor seeks the advice of Odin. Thor learns from Odin Force that Odin had left to become a true god, and is shown the path to the Well of Mimir. After sacrificing both eyes to the well, Thor obtains the power to see through the past. Thor sees an endless cycle of Asgardian destruction. With the infinite power of Odin Force and rune magic, Thor sets out to regain control of Asgard and end the infinite cycle of Asgardian warfare. With his now overwhelming power, Thor defeats Loki and sits upon his throne once more. Alright, now that we know how Thor achieved his ultimate form and wreaked havoc on his brother Loki, let's dive into his feats and see what he's accomplished. Rune King Thor is a god who possesses godlike weapons and abilities. A pretty scary combination. Thor is equipped with the ability to see the past, the present, and the future through infinite timelines, planes of reality, and in an infinite number of universes. He also possesses a spear-like weapon which holds an ability called Odin Force. Odin Force is an infinite source of energy and can be released whenever Thor wants. Thor also has rune magic, an artifact that lets Thor obtain knowledge that normally cannot be found. After Thor leaves the domain of those who sit above in shadow, a group of Norse legends who have ascended into true godhood, he obtains the power of rune magic. After leaving the domain, Thor is faced by a powerful entity called Mangog, a beast with the strength of 1 billion souls. Thor one-handedly stops Mangog and erases him from existence. After getting Mjolnir repaired by Surtur, A single blast from Thor's hammer can puncture all 9 realms' dimensional barriers. Thor then reclaims Asgard by defeating Loki, who has siphoned off Mangok's power for his own use. Loki also has a full power Mjolnir, which caused all of Asgard to tremble. To break the cycle of Asgardian bloodshed, Thor also destroys the Tapestry of Fate, which eradicated the cycle of those who sit above in shadow, who were celestial gods who feed off of infinite Asgardian energy placed inside the tapestry. And if that's not impressive enough, he also effortlessly destroys the tree of Yggdrasil, a tree which holds infinite universes and infinite planes of existence. IQ. Rune King Thor already has all knowledge that will ever exist through rune magic, and the powers he obtained in the Well of Mimir. He has an infinite number of ways to defeat even the strongest of foes. For example, when fighting Loki's army, Thor used his reality warping skills to replace Loki's army's weapons of Uru and extremely powerful Asgardian metal with wooden clubs. Speed. As stated previously, with characters like Cosmic Armor Superman and Rune King Thor, speed becomes irrelevant. They are conceptually infinite in speed and can choose to be wherever, whenever, across the entire multiverse. So, what other abilities does Rune King Thor have that we haven't covered? There's not many details to add to Thor's impressive arsenal. However, it is worth noting that Thor does communicate with an ally. He communicates with Beta Ray Bill telepathically and informs him to spread his story if he were to die in the Battle of Ragnarok. This is worth noting since Thor does ponder over death even though he's thought to be immortal and have resistance to every type of offense. Now that we've gone over the stories and feats of each character, only one question remains. Who wins if these two titans were to clash? And the answer is Rune King Thor. Hear me out, both of these characters are exceptionally strong, but Thor just shows attacks on a much larger scale. He rips through infinite universes by destroying the tree of Yggdrasil, while Cosmic Armor Superman's most destructive feat would arguably be making the Monitor Sphere crumble, or grasping Limbo, a multiverse filled with forgotten heroes. Thor also has reality warping skills on a much higher scale than Superman. When he casually erased Mangok from existence, a beast that had the souls of 1 billion people, or when he replaced all of Loki's army's mystical weapons with wooden clubs. By destroying the ones who sit in shadow, Thor is also stronger than the Skyfather, Odin. Odin has been shown to be as strong as Celestials, but even Celestials have no infinite multiversal feats, with such a wide range of destruction. At the end of the day, the volume of the multiverse that Marvel is comprised in is much more vast, and puts Rune King Thor at a higher scaling. It is also important to note the distinction between a divine god and an alien who is as strong as a god. The limiter for a god has always far surpassed that of a godlike alien in fiction, which can also help make a case for Thor winning this encounter. With that being said, this video has concluded, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people coming for my head after this one. FBI, open up! That's it for me. Make sure to subscribe, and goodbye.